Thanks for joining us today for our presentation on automating higher ed processes. My name is Beth Dillick. I'm the Marketing Communications Manager here at ImageSource, and I'm happy to introduce Dave McWaters and Randy Weekly as our speakers today. Dave is a PMP certified project manager professional and has extensive experience in consulting and operational engagements across numerous industries for secured content management systems. And Randy is the Vice President of Software Development at ImageSource. His responsibilities include the development and delivery of the ILINX product suite.
Thank you, Beth, and good morning, everyone. Excuse me. I'd like to start our discussion off today about going through our agenda very quickly. I want to talk to you briefly about out-of-the-box document management solutions and strategies in selecting those products, as well as an alternative, which is thinking outside of the box from an enterprise content management solution standpoint and looking at solutions that offer a wider array of capabilities. From there, we're going to talk a little bit about a case study and some benefits that some of our clients have recognized by going outside of the box, and talk about an implementation that involved several different departments, and then wrap up with Randy kind of walking you through some of the benefits of the ILINX product and ImageSource in general. So in today's environment, some of the studies that we've performed, information we've gathered out in the higher ed space, a lot of student information systems and ERP systems do ship with a document management system. We've seen these implemented in a lot of different places. The SIS have capabilities for document management, but they can seem to be somewhat limited. I think the perceived advantage of implementing a document management system that ships with something like DataTel or Banner are that it's fully integrated, or there's the perception that it's integrated with the SIS system. There are benefits to that, but what we've seen, there are some definite deterrents, and we'll get into those in just a few seconds. The cons to this, or the challenges to this approach to a document management, specifically are the document management, or what we would consider to be enterprise content management functionalities, are very limited. Very limited capture capability. The repository and the actual workflow engines themselves are very limited, sometimes highly specialized, and typically are things that are utilized by the IT department, which gets you into long lead times as far as trying to develop or deploy the system over time. These types of selections or implementations do typically lead to departmental implementations, meaning that may satisfy the requirement of Department A, but Department B is going to go out and look for something different for their specific needs. Kind of leads us into the next section here, and that's specialized purchases by departments. This, again, we see quite often as a starting point for when we get involved. And typically you see here someone in admissions goes off and buys a solution from a document management perspective. At the same time, maybe someone in purchasing is looking for similar capabilities, but is looking for a different solution because it is a named solution, in other words, specialty for AP as opposed to a specialty for admissions. Again, the appeal here that we've been told is, the naming basically is that if we have a solution that is higher ed and specific to admissions, then it must be safe and the best approach to implement, and it appears to be just a plug-and-play type implementation. We've not seen that to be true, nor of clients or prospects that we're dealing with. Oftentimes, the output of those types of implementations lead to multiple islands of information. In other words, you've got multiple implementations, and in your environment today, for those of you that are on the call, I'd ask you to think about how many document management systems you have in play today, maybe at your department level or across departments, and think about how you're sharing, or the ability or inability to share information today. These are also expensive to maintain and typically involve localized IT staff or centralized management across multiple systems to try to implement. From an integration standpoint, while there can be some tight integration with at least the SIS system, it is very strict, and it does not allow for fluidity from a workflow perspective. Basically, you implement your business process around how the software has been designed. So that from a change management perspective, also very expensive. So if you look at a different approach to implementing sort of out-of-the-box type solutions, basically talking about enterprise content management, so looking at a suite from an enterprise content perspective and trying to basically start with a base system implementation. So looking at providing that foundation and centrally implementing that in the enterprise. No islands of information. Everyone shares that capability. IT can focus on just one system to implement and maintain, and these systems also integrate with SIS or ERP applications. Other benefits of this approach is, again, you can add departments as budgets dictate. So this provides the ability to phase an implementation. So as an example, enrollment services can be phase 1, and they carry some of the costs from a system perspective until the next department comes online, and those dollars can then be appropriated to those departments. Where this starts to differ a bit or where the ImageSource approach differs from this particular model is what we're seeing a lot, again, reported from clients and prospects, is typically the document management ECM models that are adhering to this out-of-the-box technology or out-of-the-box approach to implementations are selling different departmental implementations or looking at that as a license opportunity. So where you may have a module that is utilized in enrollment services to extract information at scan time, that same model or module is packaged and resold from a invoice perspective, maybe for accounts payable. So you're repaying for technology as you implement over time. This can be a very expensive approach as you're, again, repurchasing the same baseline technology over and over again. Sorry, I got ahead of myself on my clips there. With the same model, the pay per department model, integration is still tight with the SIS and the ERP system. My question, the ability to integrate with line of business applications, that would be an IT function. And the point here being that tight integration is expensive to maintain. And so once that integration has been defined, or it's basically configured out of the box, that is the method that you utilize moving forward. So if there is a upgrade to the SIS system, typically then your enterprise content management system will require an upgrade, or vice versa, and it becomes very expensive to manage and maintain. Line of business application integration, which would be maybe locally homegrown type applications, that's an IT task, and that code would have to be developed to actually maintain and drive those integrations with your content management system moving forward. So for the most part, the pay per department model, out of the box where you're purchasing additional modules, getting close. It's still a square peg trying to fit into a round hole. You're getting closer to your benefit gap, but it's still costing a lot more money, and you're repaying for technology as you move forward. And the total cost of ownership here is substantially higher than the next model that you're going to review. The enterprise technology approach the ImageSource approach here is built upon the same principles as the box solution, in the sense that providing a base system, an enterprise foundation, still adding departments as budgets dictate here, but you're paying for functionality one time. So here, our approach is to do things like advanced capture functionality, so the same functionality that maybe is utilized to extract information from transcripts. That same capability is repurposed and utilized to extract information from invoices, let's say, from an accounts payable standpoint. Also includes things like electronic forms and workflow and records management and codeless integration with the SIS system. And we'll take a look at what that looks like here in just a second. But a much cleaner approach to moving forward and much more efficient approach in moving forward. The ILINX Higher Ed solution also is highly extensible. It's not an IT tool. It is something that provides the flexibility to actually strategically grow the application, not only from department to department, but also from campus to campus. And it allows, to some degree, the management and maintenance of those new applications to be done at the department level if that is the model that you deploy. Or you can use a mixed mode model where some of those local functions are taken care of at the department level or taken care of by a central IT or all by IT. Extremely low cost of ownership here. Another key component to the ImageSource approach is codeless integration. And this is true codeless integration, and Randy will touch on this a little bit deeper as we move forward here. But our codeless integration technology allows you to push and pull information between what's important here, SIS systems, ERP systems, and line of business applications. Doesn't really matter what it is. We can get to it, we can talk to it, we can share information. And it provides the ability for users to have access to content from their native environment. So this is streamlining the change management process in the sense that if 90% of your users spend their day in the SIS system, our capability here to integrate would say that those users really wouldn't know that there was an enterprise content management system in the background from the SIS system if they were looking at a student record or an invoice record within the ERP or SIS system. But the simple press of a button would bring up the appropriate contact for the record they're viewing from the SIS system. And so there isn't a change or a need to understand how to traverse through the enterprise content management system. So change management here is, the cost of change management is extremely low. So the difference between our model and the out-of-the-box enterprise content model standpoint, again, here is, round peg, round hole. We're meeting, we're meeting our clients' and prospects' needs from a cost of ownership standpoint, a flexibility standpoint, and the ability to actually deploy this technology very quickly. So if we take a look at a case study, this is a large university, went through a rather lengthy procurement process, and they determined that their phase one approach was 3 different departments from an enterprise content management perspective. First up was an admissions installation. So again, here an enterprise installation. It required the ability to do multi-mode capture from an email, fax, file system, MFDs, EDI, inbound transmissions, intercepting those transmissions. This required advanced capture capability from a transcripts perspective, and multi-departmental workflow enabling. In other words, the ability to share information across departments for the admissions process. And then baseline integration into, in this case, it was a PeopleSoft installation. And so here you can see our integration techniques using our codeless integration used for the TS-130 updates for transcript information and updating checklists and program actions and program reasons. At the same time, also notifying students as we traverse through the system. So this implementation happened on time, on schedule, provided the baseline functionality for other departments moving forward. and we worked hand in hand with the client here to do a knowledge transfer and have them be more and more involved in implementations moving forward to take ownership of the applications. And I won't go through all of these here, but just wanted to prove the point. Again, from the same enterprise installations, next up was the procurement process. Difference here, this was a campus-wide implementation, so if you needed to purchase something on campus, this was an extension of the existing ERP and SIS system capabilities in that requisitioning was not a part of or was not implemented in their ERP implementation, and so we extended that capability from a campus perspective and provided a method to actually create and capture requisitions and turn those requisitions through integration into purchase orders and go through the process of collecting backup documentation as well. This was extended to the entire campus. We repurposed the advanced capture capability to extract information off of inbound documentation and integrated with multiple line of business applications, so homegrown applications within the university's four walls. We were also providing the ability to provide updates, system-to-system updates using our codeless integration into those homegrown applications. And lastly, again, through the same installations, here we are a campus-wide implementation for accounts payable. And this is a process, again, using the same advanced capture module that was originally installed and configured for the transcript process. Here again, repurposed to do extraction of invoice information. Again, multiple line of business application integrations using the codeless integration piece. Exception-based workflow, and here the client actually started doing some of their own work from a workflow perspective and provided automated notification and escalation processing from a workflow perspective. And so fewer calls into departments, checking on status, and providing automated updates for exception processing. So if there was a rejection for any reason within the entire payment process, the actual requester was notified and was given the ability to actually make their own corrections and resubmit their electronic work package through the process without having to call into accounts payable. Again, all these processes were repeatable and provided full online audit capabilities from start to stop, which was a huge benefit to the client. So from this perspective, we were able to, in working with the client, meet their objectives of getting the first three departments, so their pilot implementations, done on time and on schedule, and help them plan for phase two in moving these technologies and realizing the benefits for their next set of priorities, which in their case is registrar and HR and facilities, just showing you the flexibility available to you in dealing with a partner such as ImageSource and utilizing true enterprise content management tools and out of the box type model for moving forward. So with that, I'd like to introduce Randy Weekly, who's my partner on the call, and Randy is our VP of Software Development. Randy's going to share with you a little bit more information, detailed information about who ImageSource is, and do a brief introduction on some of the ILINX functionality.
Well, as Dave mentioned, we're now going to take a little bit deeper look into the ImageSource technologies that support the critical higher ed solutions that Dave's just covered. So as a quick background, ImageSource has been delivering content management and automation solutions within higher ed for over 15 years. And these solutions involve a wide variety of products and technologies. And over these last 15 years, our services team has developed a deep understanding of higher ed processes and how they can be optimized. As well, our product delivery team understands how to optimize user productivity, end user productivity, as well as minimizing the time that your IT staff is going to spend supporting one of these solutions. So one of the unique aspects of the ImageSource ILINX solution is the breadth of enterprise capabilities. So starting on the left here with Capture, this is really about efficiently bringing all forms of content into your organization with advanced automation and even standardizing your formats as they come in and cleaning up images. In the center, we've got Workflow, and this is the technology that turns the shuffling of paper and email and faxes into a repeatable, auditable, intelligent electronic flow of content through the organization. And finally, the repository, which provides easy but secure access to content from anywhere in your organization, as well as long-term archival and retention management and disposition capabilities. So 10 or 15 years ago, this slide would have been a lot less busy and probably listed only paper and fax and maybe email. But today, we need the ability to collect more and more content types from many more sources and more locations and do it more efficiently. And in addition to the traditional centralized and distributed scanner on-ramps, ILINX has modules to support advanced capture capabilities, such as automated document classification, separation, and data extraction. And Dave mentioned some of these in the solutions that we have delivered in the past. ILINX also includes mobile capture apps for iOS and Android, electronic forms for desktops and mobile devices, very slick integrations with Microsoft Outlook, as well as automated email consumption from the server side, native multifunction device integrations, and integration technologies that can collect content from numerous lines of business applications and packaged applications. ILINX can also convert just about any content type into your preferred long-term archival format and clean up and enhance your faxes and scanned image qualities along the way, as well as extracting additional information from your documents during the onboarding process. The next segment is workflow. And workflow is really the circulatory system of your enterprise, intelligently and efficiently moving critical business information around your organization, allowing it to be delivered immediately to just the right resources for informed and real-time decision-making. And these deliveries can be to groups of users, specific users, and even automated deliveries to your line of business applications. ILINX Workflow tracks and audits the flow of information throughout your business processes, so you know exactly where your information is in the process, how much is flowing through your processes, and even the ability to identify bottlenecks that need to be addressed. Workflows can even identify missing or invalid information and automatically request it from the appropriate person, whether that person is inside or outside of your organization. And lastly, is the last stop in the typical enterprise content management solution would be the repository like ILINX Content Store. And Content Store is our highly optimized and secure document repository. ILINX Content Store is completely web-based, just like ILINX Capture, and provides ubiquitous content access to anyone, anywhere in your organization. And using ILINX flexible and easy to manage security framework, you can really get in there and fine-tune who has access to what content and what appropriate set of functionality and capabilities they have access to. Robust document retention management functionality can be used for electronic and even for physical content destruction with full auditing capabilities and approval capabilities. And we've talked about the ability for the ILINX suite to deliver contextual content to virtually any line of business application with no coding. And we'll talk about that a little bit in more detail here in just a second. So one thing we want to encourage you, please contact us. We'd love to give you a demo of the ILINX suite if you haven't seen it and show you just how easy this product is to use. Ease of use is a primary design goal for the ILINX suite, and this is going to allow you to get new users trained up very quickly and very productive in just minutes and not days or weeks. And this also helps to ensure high user adoption for your new initiatives. Another key design goal with the ILINX product suite is to optimize it for minimal IT impact. The ILINX clients are browser-based. The system itself has a very minimal hardware and infrastructure footprint. And with ILINX, you have options for deployment that you can pick and choose depending on your specific business requirements, whether you want to deploy it out to the cloud, whether you want it on-premise, or you want some type of hybrid of both of those. And it's very easy to configure and manage the system. Now, no content solution is going to do everything you need right out of the box, so ILINX provides numerous extensibility options that allow you the flexibility to automate your processes to fit your exact business requirements. And these configurations are also very easy to change, so you can quickly adapt and adjust to changes in your business needs. And last thing on this slide, another unique benefit to ILINX is that there's no per-page licensing costs. Now, the number of ways that ILINX can capture content and bring it into your organization is truly unmatched, and it starts with a fully web-based architecture to support any number of remote offices or campuses. And you can use ILINX capture functionality directly on a number of multifunction devices, or MFDs, to capture metadata and kick off workflows directly from those devices. You can import emails and attachments directly from within your Microsoft Outlook client, or you can automatically pull this content directly from your Microsoft Exchange server and get that content right into the workflow. And when your fax solution dumps documents on your doorstep, you can use ILINX to pick them up, clean them up, and inject them right into your business process. And as I mentioned earlier, ILINX also comes with iOS and Android mobile applications for contributing content right from your smartphone. If you're using paper-based forms, I'd really like to encourage you to take a look at the ILINX electronic forms processing solution. With ILINX eForms, electronic forms can be filled out on just about any platform and automatically delivered to your workflow or directly to your line of business system. And here's the key, and no pun intended, there's no rekeying of that form data. Your data that's collected gets passed directly into your line of business system. And you can create your electronic forms to look just like your paper forms. So there's almost no end-user training required. They're filling out the same forms they did yesterday, it's just on a tablet today. ILINX eForms contains advanced input technologies like automatic handwriting to text conversion. So I'm writing with the stylus on my tablet, and that gets automatically converted into text, which can be consumed by downstream workflows or applications. You can collect digital signatures. You can collect photos right from the device's built-in camera. And you can also include robust input validation and database lookup capabilities directly into the form. And this is going to greatly streamline the collection of this form-based information while at the same time ensuring completeness and accuracy. So when it comes to ensuring this accuracy and the quality of your critical enterprise information, I think you'll be hard-pressed to find another solution that provides as broad capabilities as ILINX does. With ILINX, you can automatically clean up images, you can leverage and apply information from your existing systems of record, and intelligently route exceptions for immediate resolution. ILINX delivers easy access to your critical enterprise information to improve the decision-making process as well. And the automated classification and extraction that we've talked about can also include automatic validation logic that leverages your line of business information to gauge the accuracy of the extraction process itself. Sorry, my machine's running a bit slow today. Now, when it comes to integrating your existing line of business systems together, or including those in a business process or a workflow, or content enabling those, all of that can be challenging and time consuming. ILINX offers a truly impressive array of integration and extensibility products to make that task much easier. ILINX Integrate allows you to deliver meaningful content to your users while they are operating within another line of business application with just the click of a button. They don't even have to leave that line of business system. And content that is contextual to what they're doing in that system is delivered right to their desktop. And the really incredible thing about ILINX Integrate is that there's no coding required, and it's completely invisible to your line of business system. Now, if this sounds too good to be true, just drop us a note. We'd love to give you a demo of this. The next technology is ILINX Advanced Report Management. And this product can process and extract information that is currently locked up in print streams and reports that are generated by your ERP system or your student record system. And with ILINX ARM, this content is reformatted to make it easily accessible, understandable, discoverable, and ultimately reusable for anyone in your organization. The ILINX product suite includes several middleware products that allow you to easily move content and massage content and information between existing systems like Oracle, IBM, SharePoint, and even Twitter. So you can leverage an ILINX investment to support many different processes within your organization. Dave talked about a number of them, practical examples of how organizations have done this across multiple lines of business and multiple processes. And these can span from student services to marketing to facilities management. And with the full breadth of capabilities from the ILINX product suite, there really is no limit to what you can do with a solution like this. And so let's open it up now for questions. Beth, if you want to let us know what came in.
Yep, we had a few questions that came in, and the first one is for you, Randy, and it is, can you explain what you mean by codeless integration?
Yeah, the ILINX Integrate product, we call it a codeless integration because it operates right on the glass. So if you think about a PeopleSoft Campus Solutions, or maybe it's a bespoke internal solution that you've created in .NET or a different web app or even Java applet, ILINX Integrate, using some advanced Windows programming interfaces, can go into those, or rather behind those, user interfaces and interrogate them, both in terms of the structure of the interface and the information that's there. So when you invoke the ILINX Integrate training mode as you're setting up your integration, you simply hover over the fields in your source application, and we'll show you what those fields are and the information that's in them, and you can just pick and choose. Yes, I want this piece of information and this piece and this piece. And when the user clicks go, I want you to go to this system and pull relevant content based on that contextual data. The other thing that's really interesting about ILINX Integrate is it will actually monitor your source application. So if you're paging through PeopleSoft Campus Solutions or Banner or wherever, the solution doesn't just have a ton of buttons that the user can interact with, but rather it watches what they were doing, and as the screens change, it will present only the appropriate integrations for that screen. So they really get a fine-tuned user experience, and it's really just a very, very slick way to deliver content and capabilities right to the user's desktop without requiring them to leave that interface, maybe run a search in some other third-party repository to pull up the relevant content. So it's like I said, we'd love to give you a demo. It's really some compelling technology.
All right, great. Thanks, Randy. And for Dave, if you're still on the line there, can you tell me more about your transcript solution?
Sure. So ILINX Advanced Capture provides the capability to capture or extract structured or unstructured type data, which is prevalent typically on documents such as transcripts. So in this particular process, or for the admissions process, being able to identify from a scanned transcript, to identify the institution, through extraction techniques, identify or do an attempt to identify the student and validate the student based on name or an ID that may be contained upon the actual transcript itself, and also to extract things like sessions and course numbers and names and descriptions and all of the credit information, units attempted, units earned, grade points, and be able to extract that information and then actually utilize that information to drive the workflow process through admissions is the backbone of the advanced capture technique from an admissions perspective. So once we have all of that information, which is the key component, then we're able to actually apply rules to that information from a workflow perspective and place packages on hold until the student information is identified. Maybe in the SIS system could be a step. Identifying if it is a undergrad student through that integration with the SIS system are all steps that go through in the workflow process. And then also that extraction technique of using advanced capture allows us to do things like push that information that's been extracted directly back into the SIS system through techniques such as if you're using PeopleSoft, a TS-130 transaction, so that there is no coding required during the admissions process for all of that transcript information that's been extracted up front.
All right, thanks, Dave. And Randy, it looks like we have 2 more questions for you. The first one is, we use our homegrown system in finance. Can you integrate into it?
Well, it's hard to give a 100% definitive answer around that without knowing a little bit more about what that system might look like and the technology that it's created in. But I think for the most part, we have not found a system that we can't interact with and integrate with. And whether that's on the glass type of integration, the codeless with ILINX integrate, and being able to interrogate that user interface and then content enable or workflow enable that, or if it's from the back end where we can connect in and do some searching if you're doing indexing and you want to use that system to populate drop-down lists or do database lookups, dependent pick lists, things like that. Very likely that's possible. Or if you want to have processes that monitor and pull information from that system and automatically populate content within content store or capture workflow. So I would think the answer is most likely yes. We have something that we can use to enable that pretty quickly and easily.
Okay, great. And the last one, Randy, is how easy is it to migrate from one system to another?
Well, ImageSource has a rather unique history in that they've been around about 20 years, and they have historically implemented many different types of technologies, whether that's Oracle or IBM or Stellent or ILINX, which is ImageSource's own product suite. So their history goes back a long ways and involves moving content from system to system as customers and partners have decided to migrate from one vendor to another, whether because of acquisition or obsolescence of a platform or whatever. And so ImageSource has a very long history of moving content around for customers and has developed over the years a number of out-of-the-box tools to make that task much easier. And we have out-of-the-box adapters that can connect to some of the systems I mentioned earlier, Oracle, IBM, SharePoint, Twitter, and pull content out of those systems based on schedules and when you want that to happen, massage that information, and then prepare it or automatically deliver it to other systems. So yeah, ImageSource has a tremendous amount of experience doing that, and we have a lot of out-of-the-box tools to make those tasks very easy.
Great, thanks, Randy. That wraps it up for the questions, but if you have any additional questions that come up that we weren't able to answer today, go ahead and contact us via our webpage and social sites, or you can contact Dave and Randy directly. So thanks again, everyone, for attending, and we look forward to you joining us next time. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.